Alright, welcome back to SouFLoTV. Again, everybody, it's your host with the most. No long talking, let's cut straight to the chase. Okay? We haven't done a immigration video in a while, and you know these videos are usually about updating our people in the diaspora so that they are not stuck like a deer in the headlights saying, oh man, I wish I did know that. Okay? Now, a lot of us have our green cards, and we feel relatively safe with a green card, which is what you're supposed to, that's the purpose of the green card, for you to feel safe. But there are a lot of people who are making mistakes with this green card, and they don't even know that they are making mistakes, and you are running a risk of losing your green card. And under the Trump administration, these rules, laws, guidelines, and regulations are being pressed more than ever before, are being reinforced more than ever before. So basically, there's nothing really new on the books. It's just that here is an administration that is willing to go the extra length to make sure that you are pressed fully using these same guidelines. So my advice to you is don't play around. Immigrants can lose their green cards and face deportation if they make these mistakes. If you listen carefully long enough, somewhere in this, I will drop my source so you know that my source is legitimate. Okay? It is a long and laborious road to a permanent resident status. One that opens the road to a broad spectrum of jobs and possibilities, and offers reassurance to immigrants who can then live and work legally in the United States of America without running around and wondering, oh man, I can't go to the club tonight because what if ICE busts the club? I'm going to be found in the back of a paddy wagon heading to some kind of ICE detention center. I can't work here. I can't work there. I got to hide over here. I got to, be paranoid all the time. So a green card basically takes away all that. And now you're able to go to school and you can get jobs, better jobs with benefits, so on and so forth, right? File your taxes, receive an income right off at the end of the year. Just there are a lot of different bonuses to owning a green card. But a green card which leads to U.S. citizenship through naturalization could be lost due to these mistakes: status abandonment or deportation order by immigration judges. We're going to talk about these common mistakes that people are still making and they don't know about it. Let me just say that one of our subscribers recently wrote to us and said, SouFlo, I had no idea that I could lose my green card like this. As I was returning back into the United States of America, I was stopped at the Miami International Airport, and the lady first asked me, the customs officer first asked me, why am I staying in Jamaica so long, and why am I going to Jamaica so often? Do I own a business there? And we got to talking, and before I know it, I don't know what I said out the way, but the conversation ended in my green card being taken away and me being issued a visitor's visa. It was the shock of my life. So, without going into too much details about that story, let me share some of this with you. So, it is a long and laborious road to a permanent resident status, right? And not to mention that after you get that green card is the gateway to citizenship. Because if you don't have a green card, or if you were never a permanent resident, then you can never become a citizen if you are a alien, as we're called, right? Now, so, moving to another country with the intention of living there permanently. That is one of the things that you can lose your green card for. I have seen people leave the United States of America, go to England or Canada, and they stayed there for over a year. They were there going on 2 years, and it was a hell of a situation when they decided that they wanted to return to the United States of America. So the advice here would be to check with the USCIS on their website, look for green card guidelines, and see how long is it that you can actually stay out of the United States of America without owing an explanation to anyone? Or what do you need to do if you are going to stay out? Because there are ways that you can stay out longer, but you need to notify someone. Some paperwork needs to be done. You need to make sure you inform yourself of that. All right? Now, staying abroad for a prolonged period without proof that the trip is for a short-term visit, the green card is automatically canceled if the trip abroad lasts more than 1 year, or if the immigrant takes up residence in another country. In either case, USCIS recommends that you apply for what is called permission to re-enter the United States. All right? Now, failing to declare income to the IRS and state income tax authorities. This is another way that you can actually lose your green card and be sent packing. So you're here in the United States of America, you're making some money, and you are basically doing it under the table. You're not reporting your income to the government. This is one way, sure way for you to actually lose your status. Failing to declare income to the IRS and state income tax authorities. Uncle Sam wants his money. Declaring non-immigrant status on your U.S. tax returns. That is another way. Failing to register for the U.S. military's selective service if the immigrants are male between the ages of 18 and 25. We've been over this one before on SouFLoTV, and for some reason there are still men out there who think that, that makes no sense. I don't have to sign up because I don't want to go to their military anyways. Well, having a green card is a privilege. It is not a right. And in exchange for them giving you that privilege, they would like to have you sign up for the selective service. The selective service basically tells the U.S. government that, hey, if it all goes down, if the caca hits the fan, and you need some bodies on the ground, some boots on the ground, I am willing to stand and fight and help you fight and defend, right? And who can blame them? Why would you let someone into your house to live there and use the opportunities that are available in your house, without them being someone that was worthy of such? You know what I'm saying? So that is what that's about. And that is between the ages of 18 and 25. I would advise every green card holder who is between the ages of 18 and 25 to do exactly that. Even if you're over 25, if you've never done it, go ahead and do it. Go ahead and register for the selective service. The women are not required to do so. Only the men are. And that is how that goes. So U.S. laws also may cancel your permanent residence status if an immigration judge issues a final order of deportation because of any serious crimes, which include driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs. I told someone that before and they said I was telling a lie. If you are found to be driving under, imagine being deported because you had a DUI. You drove home from the club the other night, you just had too much to drink, and you had to get home because you had to get some rest and you had to go to work the next morning, and you thought, it's worn off, I could drive now. And officer stops you and says, I smell alcohol. And you said, yeah, I had a drink or two, but it was a couple of hours ago. And they said, blow this sobriety test. And you blow into the field test thing, and it comes out that you are 0.0 whatever above the legal limit. You are considered driving under the influence of alcohol or drugs, DUI. Now, with a DUI on your record, that is actually one way to get yourself in trouble enough to be deported. In other words, when you're in other people's country, just play by the rules, man. You know, a USCIS regulation put in place last year requires immigrants to appear before an immigration court if they have abused any program that was related to public benefits. A USCIS regulation that was put in place last year requires immigrants to appear before an immigration court if they have abused any related programs to the public benefits. And we ask, what are public benefits? Public benefits are basically food stamps and Medicare, Medicaid, fraud, all those kinds of things. So any kind of public benefits, if you have been abusing them, then you are required now by law to appear before a court. Now, a person can be deported if there is evidence of fraud or willful misrepresentation in connection with any official matter or application before a governmental agency. I think that speaks for itself without an explanation. A deportation order automatically cancels the green card. A deportation order automatically cancels your green card. You hear that? I'm going to say it one more time. A deportation order automatically cancels your green card. Immigrants facing this scenario should seek legal help immediately because it is very difficult to regain permanent resident status once that green card has been canceled. Okay? And I'm going to leave that right here for now. Leave your comments in the comment section below and tell me what you think about this one. Some immigrants also decide to voluntarily abandon their permanent resident status and surrender their green cards. That's according to USCIS. And I mean, if you're one of those that want to abandon your status, then by all means, you are absolutely free to do so. But majority of the people that I know that have worked their way into a green card, they're not in the business of abandoning that. Majority of them that I know are actually working their way into citizenship because there are even more opportunities at that level as well. All right, it's SouFLoTV, man. Like, comment, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for the next immigration video that we do, which will talk about the 5 USCIS changes that will impact legal immigrants in the U.S. in 2020. I'm out. Peace.